So today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. This is sort of a vlog project. This is sort of a vlog project I'm going to be doing, which is taking you through how I plan essays. I'm writing an essay, well, I'm planning an essay at the minute on science fiction, and it's about difference in Flowers for Algernon, which is in this Science Fiction Hall of Fame book, and it's a short story that I have to write, I think it's 1,500 words on, about difference in science fiction. And so I thought I'd take you along and show you how I plan an essay. Obviously I'm not going to be showing you my essay, I'm not going to be like giving you my answers, my essay, because it's mine and that would be plagiarism, but I'm going to be going through how I'm going to be planning it. Yeah. So while I'm planning, I'm going to have the book that's in it. So the Flowers for Algernon is in here, and also I have the Literary Theory and Anthology book. It's the second edition. It is a massive, but I always want to include as many literary theories as I can, and so this one is really good for resources. And then I also have the Beginning Theory by Peter Barry, but this is just good for when something in here stumps me and I don't really understand the theory behind it, and so I can read this. I would not quote this in any of my essays because you're not supposed to, but I do use this for my own understanding of it because it's much simpler than this. I also have this notebook that I've been using recently. It did get wet earlier, so the label's coming off, but it's just it's a Leuchtturm Ex Libre, and it's like a reading journal. So this is my notes on Flowers for Algernon while I was reading and studying it in class, and my notes for other books are in here as well, but it's just like little coherent notes on what I thought and themes and stuff. So I'll be using this to come up with my points for the essay. And then lastly, I've just got my grid notebook, just because I like to make my essay plans look pretty. So I have this, at the moment there's not really a lot on here, it's just Flowers for Algernon an essay plan, and I've got 2 points that I was thinking about, what my essay will revolve around and what points I'm going to be focusing on. So now you'll see that this page has changed quite a bit because I've been rereading the story with the thought of the question in mind and the themes that I want to discuss. So I've written down the different themes and I'm just writing the quotes that I want to use in it. So I have the doctor's, the Charlie's treatment at work, and then on here I have his relationship with Miss Killian and disability, and so I'm trying to sort out the themes and the quotes that I want to use for those themes. Yes, that's my first thought. I do it in a different colour for quotes so that I know what my thoughts are and what the quotes to support that are. Okay, so I've been looking on my university libraries archives for like articles on the book the short story that I'm researching, and it's been really difficult because there are not a lot on this short story and it's really hard. So right now I'm going to try and find theories more than articles specifically on that, because I don't know if there's a lot to go on. So I'm going to try and look more at theories than specifics now. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just going to show you, I've just found one article that I find that I want to quote during my essay. So I put little tabs. I have some other colours, but I'm sort of relating each colour to each essay I'm doing. So I'll use this book from multiple essays. So I'm using the orange ones for this essay, and I just put a tab on the direct sentence that I want to quote. So there's another one here as well, so that I can just pull back to it once I am getting to writing and planning out further the essay. So now I have managed to find some articles that I want to use that I think relate to it online. So this is just a Google document since the actual book is literally 50 quid. So I'm not buying that, my library don't have it. So I'm reading through the Google document, the orange marks on mine, and I'm just going to copy and paste into a document the citation and then the things that I want, the quotes that I want to use from this, so that I have them in one place. So now I've made a page in my bullet journal for the to-do list for the essay, now that I have finished finding, at least for now, the research that I want to put into it. So first I have to plan out each of the 4 points. I do this on little flashcards, which I'll show you next. And then I want to write the introduction, then write the 4 points that I've planned, then write conclusion, and while doing that keep track of the citations in the bibliography. I like to do that while doing everything else, because it's just really complicated trying to find out where you've quoted things from if you do it at the end, and then obviously edit it into a second draft that I can send off. And I'm going to write up here when the due date is as well, because I need to find that out. But I find that if I did this for my last assignments in here as well. So this was my last one for the last 3 essays I did of last year, and then there was the submit box there, but that was what I did last term, but I thought I'd do it from the beginning this term. I'm also going to just look through, I have these assignment trackers in my bullet journal where I have written all the feedback and the scores I got for each assignment last year, so I'm going to look through those, and if I'm confused about anything, look through the actual comments that were made on the essays, so that I can make sure that while I'm writing my first draft I have these improvements in mind, so that I can eliminate that before the second draft, because that would be good. Obviously I'm not going to write a perfect first draft just because I follow these comments, but I can help. Okay, so now, like I said, I've got these note cards and I'm going to write out the 4 points that I'm going to plan onto these note cards so that I can have them for when I'm writing, for little tidbits and what I can write and what I wanted to link together. So I'm going to start doing that. So I just finished writing the first draft of my essay, and because this is not a video on the writing of the essay, I'm not going to show that, and also because I don't want to show my essay because plagiarism and stuff, not that I think it's good enough to plagiarise, but obviously don't want to put that out there and allow that. So yeah, I finished it. I'm going to a tutorial tomorrow to discuss my introduction and hopefully get some tips on how I can edit it and add or take away more from it, and yeah, and then I'll start editing. But this is not a video on editing, so I hope this helped. I'm going to do a video on how I plan more in depth rather than this vlog thing, so keep up for that, and I will see you next time. Goodbye!